Hi everyone, and welcome to this really quick and easy stretch yoga class. And we're just going to stretch through the body, through the legs, through the spine, through the arms and the shoulders. It's a really good one if you've been doing other workouts at the gym. So if, like me, you've been doing weights this morning or running, it will really help to, excuse my doggy in the background, really help to stretch through the backs of the legs, the spine, the arms and the shoulders. So for this practice you will need either a yoga strap like this. You can also use a belt or a dressing gown cord, even a scarf. It's important that it's non-stretchy. If you've only got stretchy resistance bands, you can use those, but ideally something that doesn't stretch is good. You might need also a cushion and a folded blanket, and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off lying down on our backs. So we're going to come all the way down onto your back, and we're going to start off just by gently bringing the knees in towards the chest, and we're just going to gently rock from side to side. So if you have any lower back issues, this will hopefully really help you out. I know it does with me. So we'll just have the knees as wide as feels comfortable for you. Relax through the legs and just gently rock from side to side. Just allow your breath to flow as you do this. And then we'll come back to center, and then we're going to begin to slowly roll the hips. So we're drawing the knees together and then away from each other. If you come to class with me quite often, we do this one. It's really, really nice for the back and the hips. So it's almost like a breaststroke type of movement. So we'll just do this a few times in one direction. And then whenever you're ready, reversing the circle and moving in the opposite direction. Keeping the chin very slightly tucked in towards the chest. And always just observing how your body feels when we do these movements. Lovely, we'll come back to center and we'll begin to bring hands around that left shin, stretch the right leg out flat on the floor and really flex through both feet. Draw the chin in towards the chest here and gently pull that left knee a little bit closer in towards you. So we're pressing away with that right heel. And we're gently drawing this knee a little bit closer in towards the body. Both feet are flexed and we breathe here. Then we'll slowly release that left leg down. We're going to come into a full body stretch, pointing the toes, reaching the arms up and away. Pause here, really stretch through the whole body. Try not to hold your breath, keep breathing here. And then as you exhale, bring that right knee in towards the chest. Again, drawing the chin down, really flexing through both feet and draw that right knee a little bit closer in towards you. Breathing here. So we're pressing away with that left heel and we're drawing this right knee a little bit closer in. Lovely, now we're going to release that right leg down. We're going to bring both feet flat to the floor and take hold of your strap. Bring this strap around, or the scarf, whatever you're using, around the ball of that left foot, and we're going to, if your strap is long enough, have the elbows on the floor, hugging in close towards the sides of the body. If it's not, have your elbows hugging into the ribs on top of the body. So what we're looking for is a nice straight leg and pressing up and away with the ball of your left foot. We want to keep the chin tucked in and we're going to pause here, light grip on the strap, reaching up and away with the ball of the foot, but the pelvis is relaxing down into the floor. So you can really feel this through the back of the calf and through into the hamstrings. Now, if this feels really easy, you can extend the right leg out flat on the floor. I'm really tight in the backs of my legs, so I find it much easier with the knee bent. So just listen to your body. Everyone is completely different. And we're going to pause here, just breathing. If the leg is stretched out on the floor, flex through the foot and gently press down through that right heel. And nice and slow, we're going to bring both straps into the left hand. Bring the right hand, my fireplace is in the way, but bring your right hand out to the floor with the palm facing down, or just down by the side of the body. Or you can also bring that right hand to your right hip. We're going to inhale in, keep pressing up and away with that left foot. Bring your left elbow to the floor and using your inner thigh muscles, begin to guide that left leg out to the side. So you want to be sure to keep both hips on the floor, both shoulders on the floor, and use not just the strength of your hand and the strap, but your inner thigh muscles, your leg muscles here, to help guide the leg out to the side. So just wherever you meet your limit of comfort, just let the leg hover there. So we want to try and keep the foot nice and high, so it's not low down here, but nice and high. So we're working into those hips and hamstrings. And just pause here, gazing straight up towards the ceiling. Breathing here, breathing into the back of the leg. If you're a runner, this should hopefully feel really, really good. Lovely. On your next inhale, we're going to slightly bend the knee if you need to, switch on those inner thigh muscles and gently guide the leg back to center. You can bend the knee and take a break if you need to. We're going to swap the straps now into the right hand. Left hand comes out to the side. Again, straighten through the leg whenever you're ready. Inhale in, and as we exhale, we're going to draw the leg across the body. So we're rolling onto that right hip. And again, my fireplace is in the way, so be careful. Make sure you've got plenty of space around you. You're not going to hit anything with your leg or have anything in the way like me. And pause here, just having both shoulders into the ground, your right hip pressing gently into the ground. Stretching now through the IT band, the outside part of the hip and the leg, and also through the hamstrings. And nice and slowly on your next inhale, begin to roll everything gently back to center. Bend the knee, guide the foot back in, remove the strap, and we'll slowly do the same thing on the other side. So take your time with these stretches. If it feels good to stay longer than I have done, please do. Really listen to your body and go at your own pace. So again, we're holding onto the strap, we're reaching up and away. You can have this knee bent with the foot on the floor or outstretched. Drawing the chin in towards the chest, and reaching up and away. And we'll just pause here, breathing into the back of that right leg. If your foot is much higher than mine, which is a strong possibility, you can begin to draw the leg a little bit closer in if it feels good, but we want to keep the leg straight. As you can see with me, this is about my limit. Everyone is completely different here, so just go at your own pace and at your own ability. Now from here, we're going to bring both straps into the right hand, left hand on the floor or on your left hip. And again, my fireplace is in the way, but you can bring the leg out to the side just as far as feels good for you. And just holding that leg in space. When you reach your limit, keeping that left hip down, both shoulders down into the floor. Keep pressing away with the ball of the foot and press your left heel down into the ground. On your next inhale, slowly switching on those inner thigh muscles, guide the leg back to center. You can bend the knee in for a moment, take a bit of a breather. We're now going to bring both straps into your left hand. Right hand comes down onto the floor, out in a T shape, whatever feels best for you. Straighten through that right leg again. Press the ball of the foot up and away. Inhale in, and as we exhale, keeping the foot nice and high, we're going to guide the leg over to the right. So keeping both shoulders into the floor, we're going to roll onto that left hip. So this right hip is lifted. And pause here, gazing up. So don't be tempted to look down. We want to keep the spine nice and long. So we have a bit of a spinal twist here as well. Breathing into that IT band, the side of that hip, the back of that right leg. And you may well find that you feel this in the lower back as well. Go nice and easy. If it's too much, just gently bring the leg back up, always going at your own pace. Lovely. On your next inhale, slowly bringing the leg back up and bending the knee, drawing the foot in, removing the strap and just placing it off to one side. Come into a full body stretch again, reaching the feet out, the arms up above you, pointing the toes, spreading the fingers wide. And then as we exhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. Cross the right ankle over the left, and we're just going to wag your tailbone like a little doggy here. So slowly keeping the tailbone on the floor, just moving your tailbone from left to right. Again, really nice on the low back. Bring that left foot down. We're going to cross the right ankle onto the top of that left thigh. Reach, lift up that left foot, reach that left leg up towards the ceiling, thread the hands through behind the back of that left thigh, and then if possible lower the head back down. Now this is a really nice piriformis stretch or into the top of the right hamstring and the glutes. Keep both feet flexed and breathe here. If you want a little bit more difficult, you can also lower that left foot down so the calf is parallel with the floor, and you'll get even more into that right glute and piriformis. And if you're thinking, what the hell's a piriformis? you can Google it. It's the area around, all around the tailbone, really important muscles there. So we're just breathing here. If this feels too much on the neck, you can also just gently lift the head and make sure your neck feels supported. And then as we exhale, slowly lower that left foot down. Uncross that leg, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the left ankle comes to the right thigh. We'll reach up with that right foot, lift up, thread the hands through behind that right thigh, lower the head back down. Flex through both feet, so we're not pointing the toes, but the feet are flexed. If you want to go a bit deeper into this area here, you can lower the foot down and keep the foot flexed. So this way is more of a hamstring stretch, and this way is more of a piriformis stretch. Wherever you are, just breathing into the body. And slowly exhale, release the leg back down, uncross your legs. Fantastic. Now we're going to bring the knees back in one more time. Cross the ankles, hold on to the big toes, and we're going to rock and roll up to a seat. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can also keep the feet apart, hold on to the backs of the shins. Or you can also just turn over onto your side and come up to a seat. So choose what feels best for you. If you're rocking and rolling and it feels really good on the spine, do it a few times. It can feel really nice, like a massage along the spine. So play around with it a little bit. Woo, until you come all the way up to a seat. Okay, great. Into our next movement, we're going to come up onto the knees into a kneeling position. Now, if this doesn't feel good for you, you can also be here, or you can also do this standing. It can be quite handy to have a blanket under the knees as well, just to support you. Have the knees nice and wide and the big toes just underneath you, gently touching. Now we're going to come into a seated cat-cow. So in this same kneeling position, I'll just come to the side so that you can see. As we inhale, have the fingertips on the thighs and lift the chest forward. Hopefully you can see this. So we're looking for a slight arch in the back, but be mindful that it does feel okay for your lower back. Lift the chest forwards. As we exhale, really draw your belly button in and begin to round through the spine. Release the crown of the head forwards. So you'll get a thigh stretch here as well. Inhale, lift that chest. Drop the shoulders back, lift your gaze. Exhale, draw that navel in, arch through the spine and round forwards. And just do this a few times, really lifting up out of your seat as you come forwards. Exhale, draw that belly button in and arch through the spine. Again, this one can be done in your tabletop position if your knees are uncomfortable, so you can just come and do your normal cat-cow on all fours. And come back to centre. Lovely. Now we're going to take hold of the strap, and again you can do this standing, lifted up, or as I am at the moment. So we'll take the strap, we'll bring it nice and wide, and we want to keep a little bit of tension in the strap at all times for this movement. Really good for the shoulders, this one. So with the hands nice and wide, we're going to inhale, lift the strap up above the head. So really find that tension in the strap. As we exhale, you might find you need to bring your grip a little bit wider. We're going to draw the shoulder blades together and down as we bring the arms behind us. So keep your chest lifting throughout this movement and keep the neck nice and relaxed. Inhale, lift the arms up, and then exhale, keeping that tension, draw the strap down in front of you. Okay, so find your rhythm with the breath as we inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Going nice and easy. I'm going to shorten my grip a little bit. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. And you should really feel this through the front of the shoulders as you come behind you. And more through the arms as you come in front of you. So just doing this nice and slowly, listening to your arms and your shoulders, adjusting your grip on the strap as much as you need to. Lovely, and then we'll reach up with the strap. We'll pause here, and then we're going to pull this right hand down. So the left arm just kind of follows. We'll pull that right hand down, and we'll pause here for a couple of breaths. So the body doesn't move, it's just this right hand gently pulling down. And then we'll exhale, come back to the starting position. This time the left hand is gently pulling down. Rest of the body doesn't move, stays nice and still. We'll do that one more time on each side. Exhale, right hand pulls down. Coming back to center, and exhale, left hand pulls down. Lovely, come back to center and release. Bring your strap down out in front of you. Release your strap, place it to one side. Let's just do some gentle wrist circles. So just rolling the hands at the wrists. Lovely. And for our last movement, we're going to come back down onto the floor. So make your way onto your belly, coming all the way down. So we're going to stretch through our big quad muscles, some of the biggest muscles in the body, used a hell of a lot for running and stuff, and keeping these muscles nice and long is really, really important for our knee health, and also helps with our hamstring flexibility as well. So bringing your left hand underneath the face, you can rest your forehead here, and we're going to lift that right foot up behind us, swim that right hand behind, and if possible, grab hold of the top of the foot. Now, if you can't hold on to the foot, you can also use a strap, make a little loop when you're in a seated position around the foot, and then just gently pull the strap in a little bit. You can also hold on to the ankle. Wherever you are, we're just going to guide the heel a little bit closer in towards the bum. Well, I can really feel this one today. And we're going to just pause here. So we're not forcing anything, we're listening to the body, we're just gently guiding the heel a little bit closer in towards the bum. The rest of the body is nice and relaxed. Just breathing here, breathing into those thigh muscles. And then slowly on an exhale, begin to release the foot with control. Take your time. Then we'll bring the right hand in front and do the same thing on the other side. So drawing that left foot up, reaching behind if possible, drawing that left heel in towards the body, feeling that stretch through that left thigh, and breathing here. And if you find you want to stay here a bit longer, if you feel you really need this stretch, that's definitely me today, then stay here longer. And slowly release with control. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, and we're just going to finish by coming into our downward facing dog. So press back up to your tabletop position, curl the toes under, lift those hips up and back and come into your down dog. You might want to pedal the feet, maybe move the hips from side to side, and just listen to your body. Listen to where there might be a few areas that still need stretching. Press your chest back towards the thighs, really press the hands into the floor. And if the heels don't meet the floor, just gently bend the knees like me. And slowly on an exhale, bring the knees down. Bring the knees nice and wide and sink your tailbone back. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon.